Hey everybody, and welcome back to In Focus. This is episode 5 of the series. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying these. I've had a lot of fun making them. These started out, I wanted to create some content for my Instagram TV, my IGTV, at Danny LeClaire, and just everything, Danny LeClaire, my website, Danny LeClaire. But anyway, this episode we're going to look at how audio is important in creating a little bit of consistency with your editing, with your films. And it also helps your audience members come to expect, okay, here's a transition. I understand sort of the pacing, the movements. Having the right audio in your videos is a crucial part. And I'm not just talking about sound effects. We're going to get into sound effects in a later episode, but just the music alone is really important. And one of my good friends, Megan Menne, she has 2 great examples we're going to take a look at today. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so what's really important here, notice how all the movements, all the cuts are motivated by the music. That's really important, and it creates a sense of atmosphere for the viewer, right? We're really drawn into the action, but then it also, psychologically, it creates a sense of pacing and rhythm for the viewer, and it helps us stay engaged. Whereas if the cuts were off, it just doesn't look or feel right. And it's something that when you get into filmmaking, when you get into production, cutting on action, right? That's like me moving my hand back and forth and making sure in between the cuts that my hand is in the same position. We covered that in episode 1, I believe, of In Focus. But once you start getting into audio editing, you'll notice that if the music does not sync up with the actions on screen, it's gonna feel like there's 2 different elements that are just they're not working well with one another. And you can actually use music to your advantage if you have some, let's say your video just isn't that interesting, or there's just not a lot of stuff happening. Well, you can use the music to really boost and amplify the whole production. The first step in using music for your videos, try to find music that has the same sort of energy and emotional feel as the video itself. Second tip that I have is cutting on the beats of the music. What I like to do is I like to start my videos where I cut on the bass, right? I'm cutting on every time the bass hits, I make a cut. Start your videos by establishing a clear cutting sequence, and then at a certain point switch it up a little bit, because if your video is cutting on the same beat every time for 3, 5, 15 minutes, however long your video is, people are going to get a little bit bored. So you need to use the beats as a tool to help viewers understand when a transition's coming, when a cut is coming, but then also switch it up a little bit to keep them engaged. The second video we're going to take a look at from Megan is a volleyball video that she did for my former university. See, and this is a great example of how the music matches great with the tone of the video itself, right? Volleyball is a pretty intense game, so it makes sense why she would use this audio track over this footage. And the quick rapid cutting is a great way to keep people engaged. Remember, emotions are the most important part of filmmaking and photography and storytelling. So if the video and the music are giving 2 different emotions, it's going to conflict and the viewer's just not going to really understand what's happening. Now, I personally use Epidemic Sound. This is not a sponsored video. Hey, not yet. They maybe in the future we'll get a sponsorship. But I love Epidemic Sound. What's really great about them is you can download a full MP3 track, or you can download individual stems. Now what a stem is, it's a specific track of audio that only has like an instrument, or only has the melody layer or the bass or drums. Just to kind of, depending on the song, it's going to break it up into different tracks. So let's say if you find a song that I really love the bass, I really love the drums, and I just need something that's instrumental. Okay, great, they have that. Let's say if you find something that, okay, this part of the song, I just want to use the melody, but then fade it back into the rest of the full length song. You can do that. And the best part about it too is it's all royalty free. You know, it is a paid subscription. I believe it's 15 bucks a month, at least US. So it is a little bit pricey, but hey, good sounding royalty free music that you can use for personal or commercial use is fantastic. And in the past, certain tracks like this, I mean, you could spend $300 on a 30-second clip of a song. Whereas now, I mean, hey, 15 bucks a month and I can download as many songs as I want. I can download as many stems. They even have sound effects too, which we're gonna get into sound effects a little bit later. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I know it's quick. I know it looks a little bit different. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next one.